Inside you, there's a huge sense of refusal to go back to this person and this relationship, even though there are still remnants left. There's still love in your heart, but now you can't stand their actions at all. And you've made a decision with yourself that you won't continue with them, except under certain conditions that you, more than anyone, know are almost impossible. Welcome to a new episode of the Astrology and Tarot World Show with Tariq Khalifa. This episode is dedicated to Capricorn's forecast from May 1st to 15th, 2026 in all areas. We'll continue our discussion after the break. First, let me ask you to please give a like and share the video as widely as possible so more people can benefit from this energy. And if this is your first time seeing my channel, subscribe and turn on the bell to all. To get all future episodes of the Astrology and Tarot World Show, we'll start the predictions with a general and detailed love reading for all Capricorns. And we'll begin by talking about those who are separated. Keep in mind, all love readings can very well be reversed. Right now, you're going through a phase of rebuilding your spirit, which has been threatened, and you're trying every possible way to keep yourself busy and fill your time just to escape thinking about this person and talking about him. Sometimes you feel like a hero, and you really feel like you've managed to forget and move on, but suddenly, in a quiet moment, you find yourself falling into the trap of memories, living through some really tough moments of weakness that are hard on your pride. Right now, you're trying to find your true self, away from the distorted image and the bad impression that this person planted inside you about yourself, especially in your last days together, when he always described you as difficult, hard to get along with, hard to deal with, hard in everything, as if he wanted to convince you that the problem was with you, not with him. Now you've started to reevaluate every word he said to you, trying to prove the opposite to yourself, as if you're getting to know yourself all over again, away from the constant undermining of your confidence that he used to practice against you day and night. And even though by nature you're a flexible person and very open to criticism, this person wasn't actually criticizing you. He was always looking for mistakes, became an expert at it, and his attitude was always grim, overstepping all boundaries. He would highlight your flaws, whether they were real or just made up by him, and he did it in a way that was extremely humiliating and provoking. Right now, deep inside, you have a strong refusal to go back to that relationship or that person. And even though there's still some leftover love in your heart, you've come to absolutely hate his actions, and you've made a decision with yourself that you won't continue with him except under certain conditions and circumstances. You know better than anyone that it's almost impossible, because there are traits and things about him that are really hard for him to change or even pay attention to. What's strange is that even though this person constantly criticizes you, when you're apart, he sees you in a completely different light. That you're actually a very smart person in your life and in the way you handle things. And you know for sure that you're smarter than him in many ways. You used to be able to handle situations where he would just freeze up, and deep down, he admits that you were the compass guiding him, showing him what to do and what not to do. But he always hid that behind his criticism of you, just to break your spirit and keep control of the situation. Now, after everything ended, even though you sometimes feel the pain of loneliness, you've become much calmer than before. You're no longer the hothead who used to snap at the smallest thing like before, and a lot of things in your life have changed. Your daily routine and practical matters have started to fall into place and become more organized. The only thing you really miss now, what hurts you these days, is missing the feeling of real love and genuine care. But that doesn't mean at all that you were ever okay with the cold way you were treated or with fake attention. On the contrary, now you know exactly what you need. And if you decide to get into a new relationship, there will be important things you'll have to pay attention to, because now you're sure that hoping this person will change and treat you with kindness is not enough. What you actually deserve has become almost non-existent. Now, you're choosing yourself and your own peace of mind, and that's your greatest victory. Your partner's feelings, this person, he used to think he was smarter than you. Right now, this person can't take his eyes off you. He's so focused on you, it's almost obsessive and crazy. He's watching you closely. Every move you make, he's tracking it, using every means available to him, whether you know about it or think it's completely out of his reach. He analyzes every post and every picture you share, as if he's searching for a clue to what's really in your heart. The truth is, during this period, he started to see your relationship from a completely different perspective, as if he's woken up from a coma, or like the fog that was clouding his vision has finally lifted. Today, he sees things clearly. He now feels the emptiness in his life without you, and the part he used to take for granted before, that's exactly what he's missing now, and it's leaving him lost. He tries to live his life normally, but if we rewind the tape of memories, we'll see that he's the one who gave up. Emotionally, he put you in an impossible situation that was humiliating to your dignity, and he's the one who chose to end this relationship of his own free will. When he gave you that ultimatum, deep down he knew you wouldn't accept it and that you'd choose to end things, because the choice he gave you, or the demand he pressured you with, was so foolish and challenging that no sane person could possibly accept it. He backed you into a really tight corner, like making you choose between your family and him, or between your dignity and staying with him. And he thought he was twisting your arm, and it's clear he did that on purpose so he could dodge responsibility and pin the blame for the failure on you. And he tells himself, I gave her a choice, but she's the one who didn't want it, because he's a very restless person, short-tempered, and doesn't have the maturity to invest in real, stable love. He's the kind of person who doesn't realize the value of the gem in his hand until he loses it forever and is deprived of it, and that explains his self-destructive behavior. What he did to you, more important than anything else, is that this person wanted to break you with that choice. He imagined that you would lower yourself and give up your principles just to stay by his side. And if you had agreed that day, you would have opened the gates of hell for yourself. You would have faced endless compromises that would never stop, and he would have used them to hurt you for the rest of your life. But the shock he got woke him up to reality. You turned out to be tougher and stronger than he ever imagined. You chose yourself and decided to live your life with dignity, away from him. You didn't choose to die slowly in a toxic relationship that would have drained your soul. Instead, you chose the pain of a single moment. That is, the pain of separation, instead of the pain you would have felt every hour if you had stayed under his unfair conditions. Now, he's just sitting there, watching you shine and grow stronger, feeling completely powerless. He doesn't know how to show up again or even start a conversation, because he realizes that things really ended because of him, and now he understands that the person who stood tall and proud like that and decided to end the story when his dignity was touched. There's no way he'll ever go back, weaken, or look back at the corpse of a relationship he killed with his stupidity and selfishness. That person. Today, he's reaping the consequences of his carelessness. And today, you're enjoying the rewards of respecting yourself and valuing your own worth. And you know that not only are you free, but he also got a harsh lesson that he'll keep learning from for the rest of his life. He'll keep searching in every face for someone with your strength and nobility, but he'll never find it. My advice to you, so you can have peace of mind and keep your freedom forever. True love, Capricorn, is never divided. When someone truly loves another, it's impossible for them to belittle them or be okay with causing them emotional pain, especially if they're fully aware of the hurt and pain they caused you in the past. When someone puts you in a position where you have to choose, knowing and believing that you won't choose them, that's not love. Honestly, that's not clever at all. It's betrayal disguised as if they're saying they don't want to see you again, but in a sneaky way that makes you be the one to say the final word out loud. But in reality, he's the one who chose it, planned it, and led you to it. He just wants to escape the guilt and put the whole burden on your shoulders so he can sleep easy at night. And then he says, I gave him a choice and he's the one who left. Let me be even more honest with you. Someone who sells you out, deliberately hurts your feelings, and tramples on your dignity like that is definitely not going to suddenly repent and turn into a perfect person overnight. People's true nature always comes out, and the way he blamed you at the moment of separation, that's his real character. Up until this very moment, he hasn't taken a single real step to fix any of the mistakes he made with you. And even if he ever thinks about making a move in the future, it'll definitely be way too late. By then, your wounds will have healed and you'll have moved on. Forget about it and close that chapter for good. Seal it shut. Someone who could let you go that easily, who sacrificed you and your feelings just to satisfy his own ego or run away from his responsibilities, doesn't even deserve to be remembered by you, not even with a single word. You're valuable. You're worth a lot. And that chapter was nothing but a tough lesson so you could truly know your own worth. Leave the past behind you and move forward. Because what's coming your way will be much better and purer than that person who didn't know how to cherish the gem he had in his hands. For the singles, right now you're in an incredible state of magnetic attraction. You're no longer that serious person who only sees the people close to them. On the contrary, it's your cheerful spirit that's starting to shine, and that's what's drawing everyone's attention to you. There's a very romantic energy coming your way, and it will show up through a fun outing, a happy occasion, or even a chance encounter somewhere artistic. And the person who will catch your eye this time is someone who knows how to make you laugh and pull you out of the shell of responsibilities. Now you're comparing things wisely and telling yourself, I need someone who brings color to my life, not someone who adds to my burdens. Here's some advice for you, dear one. Capricorn, let your heart run free, because the other half of your soul might meet you in a moment of fun you weren't even planning for. For those who are in relationships or married, this time Capricorn is the one creating happiness in the story that's heading in that direction. We could call it a renewal, like a second honeymoon, or breaking through any coldness that's crept in over time between you and your partner. Your partner needs to see the romantic side you've been hiding behind all that seriousness and charm. You'll start taking the initiative with gestures full of affection and care, maybe a night out, a fun evening, or even just sweet talk. You'd been putting it off, but now you want to spend some quality time together, away from work worries and the kids' problems, using your smarts and your ability to separate work from home life. You'll know how to create a really gentle atmosphere. Maybe there's news about a child or a new addition to the family, like someone arriving or someone you love achieving something great. This news will make your heart so happy during the first 2 weeks of May. At work, you'll be the creative star at the start of May. You don't need to be a machine just following orders. You're an artist in your field, always adding your special touch that amazes everyone. With the sun in the house of creativity, you'll be thinking outside the box, and you'll do a great job convincing your bosses of your ideas, especially in tasks or projects that rely on personal talent or a charismatic leadership. You'll be put to the test, and you'll have to prove you're number one. This time, your success will come from your dedication to what you do, and that's going to bring you a lot of professional pride and genuine recognition, making you feel truly proud of yourself. Money-wise, the first half of the month will be a period of joyful prosperity, with a sum of money coming in during the first half of May. It could come from an unexpected bonus, a profit from a hobby you practice, even if it seems ordinary to some, or a material gift for a happy occasion. This money is definitely on its way. It's meant for you to treat yourself and finally get that thing you've been wanting, to bring some joy to your beautiful soul. You'll be mindful about what you spend on. Memories and good moments might hold more value for you financially than material things. and you'll steer clear of any unnecessary austerity because you feel you deserve this reward. As for your health, Capricorn Kings, it's all about your well-being. Your health will be closely tied to your mental state and your level of happiness. With the sun in Taurus, you'll have a lot of physical energy. Your face will be glowing and you'll feel ready to embrace life. Your remedy during this period is to stay active, enjoy fun exercise, and avoid sitting at a desk for too long. Your body really needs to stay away from stress, and you should focus on eating foods that make you happy and nourish you at the same time. If you set aside some time each day to practice a hobby you love or pay attention to your style and appearance, you'll find your physical energy renewed and reaching a high level. You'll regain your vitality, which will even make you look younger. At the end of our episode today, Capricorn, let me tell you that life isn't just about work. Life is also about laughter and beautiful moments. The golden advice. Your luck gets better when your spirit is light. So open your heart to the happiness that's coming your way. We've reached the end of the predictions. Please let me know in the comments how accurate these predictions were for you, because that's something I really care about. Like and share the video as widely as possible so the largest number of people can benefit. And if this is your first time watching the channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to all, so you can get all the future episodes of the Astrology and Tarot World program. This was Tariq Khalifa with you. See you next time.